two ways that I found my purpose. The first one is I had to go to my Father. I had to go to the one that made me. You know, it's funny because a lot of times if you have like an iPhone, if you have like a phone on you and you're encountering an issue with the phone, you're going to probably Google the answer. You're going to Google the question. You're going to Google and figure out, hey, what is wrong with this? And you're going to see two different links. You're going to see one link that is from a Reddit post or a forum or on Quora or whatever. And then you're going to see a post right below it that is from Apple support. Now, a lot of us tend to go to the Quora link or the Reddit link and hear what our friends or peers or other people who are using it try and fix the problem and say, hey, this is the issue. But they have only suggestions through their own perspective. The number one way to understand how you were made, how you were created, is to go to the source. So the best source for figuring out issues with my iPhone is to go to the Apple support. And so what I started doing is I started going to the Bible. I started learning, what does the Bible say about me? What does the Bible say that I was created for? What was I created for? Why do I exist? Does God have a purpose for me? And He does. Now there's a few different purposes that we live in. There's the purpose that we have in regards to our dominion mandate, the purpose that God gave to all mankind. And then there's the individual purpose that we have. And there's another one which I won't get into right now, but I had to go to the Bible to understand the purpose for mankind, why we exist. And then I had to go to God. I had to go to Holy Spirit. I spent time in silence pressing in to what it is inside me of why I was made. And I had to ask myself some questions. What are things that I'm really passionate about? What are things that I think about constantly? What has been a consistent theme or message in my life for years that has always come back? Maybe I have different interests that go different ways, but then what is something that I always come back to? And I started to just pursue these questions, but I did it in a place that I wasn't distracted. I didn't have my phone on. I just sat in silence. I would put a timer on for 30 minutes, and I would do this every day, asking these questions, pressing into my own heart, pressing into the Holy Spirit to better understand. Yes, absolutely. When you discover your purpose, when you understand what you are here on the earth to do, it changes all of your decisions. It directs how you're meant to live. There is a king within every single one of us, a queen as well for women. And the king nature of us has dominion. Dominion only exists when you have a territory. It is your lane of influence. It is your place of purpose. And so the goal is you need to learn, where do I have the influence in my life? Where am I supposed to be? And the purpose keeps you in your lane. It's like when you're driving down the street, you're in a bunch of cars, and there's so many different lanes on a highway that take you to different places, different exits, different locations, different destinations. And you have to figure out what lane you're in. Because if you're in the wrong lane, you might take an exit that takes you to a completely different city. You're trying to get to your family, you're trying to visit somewhere, you're trying to get to Disneyland, whatever it is. And if you take the wrong exit, you're not going to end up there. But knowing your purpose, knowing what you need to do, is like finding the lane that you're driving in, and you just stay in it, and it will take you to your destination. It will help you fulfill what you're meant to do. And so anytime a new opportunity comes, anytime a job comes up, even this interview, for instance, this is part of my purpose. This is part of why I exist. And so it's something that lines up. And so when you came for an interview, it lines up with what I am designed to do. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let me have an opportunity to speak about what I'm so passionate about, why I exist here. So in the short essence, yes, everything I do is determined and filtered through the lens of my purpose. And I always look at everything in that way. How can our purpose change the people around us? For one, it allows you to celebrate people. When you understand what you're meant to be doing, you can stay focused on that, and you stop comparing yourself to other people. It allows you to celebrate other people being successful, especially when they're in a similar, especially when they are in a similar lane to you. It can sometimes, you can look at your friends, you can look at your neighbors, you can look at the people around you and start examining yourself, start looking at yourself and comparing and be like, why am I not as good as them? And it causes a disconnect in your friendship or in your relationship or just in yourself. You start speaking so negatively against yourself. You say bad things about yourself. However, when you understand your purpose, you understand what you're meant to do, it allows you the ability to see someone who is succeeding and celebrate them. You encourage them. It allows you to speak life into them. It allows you to see value in them, because when you understand the gift that you have, then you'll begin to understand that everyone has a gift. Everyone on this earth has a gift that they are meant to give to the world. And when you can see that, it actually allows you to love better. Your ability to love is dependent on how you view people. If you view people as beneath you, as lower than you, or even so much better than you, so much higher than you, it doesn't matter. It changes how you interact with them, it changes how you love them, and it changes the way that you see them, which it's so critical. God's priority that He's given us is to love Him and love people. And when we understand our purpose, it allows us the empowerment, the ability, and the power to love well.